Okay, so I restarted the broadcast. I got an error message when I first started it, so I'm hoping it is on. Give me a quick info if I'm really online. A quick message would be great. I can also check myself here. Yeah, I think we're good, but it's always good to have a quick confirmation in the chat. Yeah, okay, thanks guys for the information. Yeah, I had an error message at first, but it seems to be good now. Yeah, let's get going. Yeah, I'm going to play a couple of 5 minutes games. I have to really play better than last week. Yeah, it was kind of I didn't do a good job last week, so let's get some games going. I have a pretty decent rating again, above 2,400, so won't be easy. AGF, okay, some guy here playing b6 on me. It's not really great, to be perfectly honest, this line. Let's see. I think this is a very risky way to play. Okay, this is well, risky is putting it mildly. Let's see what happens here. Knight f4 coming, and I'm ready to get the queen into the game. Queen to h5 or queen g4. Yeah, queen g4 is in fact quite good already. Let's see how he's defending. Okay, I have knight h5 already. g6, bishop h6. Let's just play the normal looking moves and see what happens. Bishop here. Just be aggressive. Okay, he's giving up the exchange. Okay, I'm going to take it and ask questions later. Okay, how do we proceed? I think I want to make sure that my bishop gets something to go. When did you get that rating? Yeah, I mean, if you watch my channel, there's always some delay. I mean, yeah, the videos that are uploaded daily, it doesn't really... currently I'm recording stuff that is going to be released in March, so there's always this delaying thing. Okay, what am I going to do here? Yeah, my knight on h5 is active, but it's also a bit shaky there. So let's try to get it into play. Knight f5 maybe would be nice. I'm an exchange up, that's good, but still have to win the game. Knight e4 or bishop e4. Bishop e4 looks good actually. Yeah, he's kind of, it's a bit of a shaky position. If we look at this, bishop takes, knight takes, d7 hangs and f6 hangs kind of. Okay, let's go here. Yeah, looks very shaky. Yeah, hello guys. Hope there are some new people around. Isn't this just winning? I'm a rook up here, right? No, I'm a piece up. I'm sorry, I was an exchange up. Now I'm a piece up. That was nice. The only hope that he has is this strong pawn here on d4, so I should be a bit cautious there that the pawn is not getting dangerous. First secure my queen side and then see what to do. h4, h5 looks good, right? Yeah, making some Luft for my king. Yeah, here we go. He really has little active that he can do. if he goes d3, the pawn actually gets weak. So yeah, hello to Fibonacci 85. Yeah, you watch my 3 games every morning. Thanks for that. Yeah, I actually do know people who told me that this is their regular morning routine to watch my my Blitz games. It's funny. Thanks for that. I actually also watch YouTube in the morning for breakfast, but normally not chess. I tend to watch some non-chess stuff for a change. Okay, I'm trying to activate my knight here. Yeah, thanks for the positive feedback on my new series with the viewer games. I'm reviewing the viewer games, and it's a new regular feature of the channel, and I have a large backlog. Yeah, like 30 games maybe. I've really got a ton of those. Okay, I'm taking this opportunity here, knight d2, to get it to e4 at a moment where a2 is not hanging. So knight e4, or yeah, looks right, yeah. Yeah, I got very positive feedback from the viewer who sent in the game. Yes, he is giving me another rook. That's nice. Yep, got the first one in. Okay, so better start than last week, I think. Winning a game. Yeah. Yeah, as mentioned, I also watch YouTube stuff in the morning, but I usually watch car stuff, yeah, car reviews or stuff like that. I like Jay Leno's Garage. If you are into cars, then it's nice to watch. Jay Leno is looking at old cars or whatever. It's really funny. Okay, we have a Queen's Gambit declined here against Contourist from Ireland. Is there a name? Let's check. No. He's a pure 5-minute player. He only has 5-minute games in. That's funny. Usually people do dabble in something else. I didn't see today's game, MVL against Tomaszewski. I think Tomaszewski won this. He's doing very good. He's doing very good in this tournament. Okay, so what do we have here? It's bishop f4 and okay. What do I do here? Bishop b5 is a move. Queen f3 is also not bad. I'm going for queen f3, this kind of setup. There's a question by Karokan99 about a line in the King's Indian with c6 and d5. Yeah, that's playable. Okay, in this game now I'm threatening knight d7. It's a funny threat which he noticed, but I will get the chance in to play f4 now. Going for a direct attack, yeah, with f5 and trying to checkmate him. It is not easy to defend, I hope. It looks difficult for me to defend. Okay, so I'm going to take. Yeah, I'm attacking d7, buddy. And I'm going to take this. I'm very materialistic in that way. Is there some trick? I don't think so. This is one point of queen h3 that you cannot move the knight there. He's just very generously giving me this knight. Unless I'm overlooking something. I really hope I'm not. And I also got a question about the Chigorin Ruy Lopez, the Keres line with 11 knight d7. Cannot quote all the moves. Yeah, I think that's interesting. The line, it's a very sharp line with e takes d. I actually played it once against Daniel Stellwagen, strong GM nowadays. He's almost retired at a very young age, but very strong GM. And I lost from a very nice position. Okay, next game. I'm getting a good series in here. 2 wins, mini series, or streak of wins. There was a question about the c65 King's Indian type of line. Yeah, that's an interesting line. Can be played. I looked at this once, but yeah, oh, I actually get a new game. I wanted to put it on the board actually to show you what I was talking about. Enigma 2333. Is that the rating actually? That is the rating, right? That is the rating. Let's see. I'm going to play the Grand Prix attack reversed, which is actually better than the original Grand Prix attack. It's not that bad. Knight f3. Okay. Yeah, sending a PGN file would be nice for the viewer games. You can also just put the moves into a mail, but it should be something that I can paste into ChessBase with PGN. Okay, e3. Okay, this guy is probably really knowing what he's doing, which is not good news. Never is, right? They actually know something about the game. Then it gets critical. Yeah, okay, funny jokes aside, playing chess after move 7 is always an interesting experience, so not relying on on theory. Yeah, it looks like he wanted to go knight h4. I just wondered, yeah, he took a while to do that. Yeah, I'm wondering, can I go, if I take a knight e5, is this a move or is this nonsense? I mean, taking on f5 looks a bit risky. Maybe he can do it, but I'm gambling here. Yeah, knight f5, I'm just castling, or knight d3 and castling. It's maybe that's really nonsense, right? Now that I think of it, it might be a bit too much. But he believed me. He believed my gamble. So I can castle now, right? Keeping f5 covered and threatening g5, winning a piece. But it's kind of a shaky piece. There's a mention of a Nigel Davis book, e4, e5 for black. It is quite okay, this book. I have it. It's a bit outdated, but not hopelessly. It's a couple of years old. Yeah, I mean, nowadays what I would go for is actually for the sidelines, the Bologan book, the Bologan Black Weapons, and for the Rui, there's no clear book really that can be recommended. Yeah, knight g6. I don't want that. But knight g4, he might take on f5, right? Maybe still what I need to do. Knight f5, d6 is my idea. Probably this is total nonsense, but it might be okay. Are playing gambits a good idea for beginning players, or should I go for a more solid approach? Playing gambits, it's not a bad idea. It teaches you piece play and dynamics well, but there are not so many good gambits around. You should be quite selective, not play any kind of pawn sacrifice that comes to mind. There should be some quality. It for example, let's say the Evans Gambit, yeah, is a really good gambit. Yeah, I don't know, the Latvian Gambit is rubbish, for example. Yeah, so you should put in some effort in selecting your gambit lines. Okay, that's not good. I mean, he played it well. H3 is a cool move. Bishop f5, hd6. It looks like I'm losing one of those pawns. But okay, if he takes on d3 after hg, I will take the g pawn. And that's not so clear. That's not so clear. The King's Gambit I actually would not recommend to a beginning player. It's not a gambit in the typical sense, because in the King's Gambit you don't get a development advantage. The gambits that give you a development advantage are really quite okay. There's a question if I can name a couple of d4 openings that require minimum study. Not so sure actually. Yeah, the Queen's Gambit of course is not a real gambit. Okie dokie, he's attacking here. After Queen d3 he will attack on h7. That's not good news. How do I play here? Queen e7, yeah, maybe just here, Queen d3, h6, and go from there. I have ideas with just pressurizing the e-pawn. Yeah, you can play d4 in a simple fashion, yeah, with the London system and queen pawn stuff, but this is kind of passive. It's not bad, but it's not really great to learn chess, let's say, especially dynamic chess. Rather go for main lines. I rarely recommend my students to play queen pawn openings. I mean, queen pawn like the London system and stuff. They can play d4, of course, but not. I don't like the non-theoretical stuff that much because it's very often passive. Okay, so I will take g4, but he's got queen g6 at some moment. Have to, but I've got bishop f5, right? So I can take this. Yeah, I cannot take e3, unfortunately. I wonder if there's some way bishop h3 sacking the exchange. Not really. Oh wow. Rook h6. Oh wow. I totally forgot about this threat. Yeah. That's bad. Totally forgot about that. Oh wow. Okay. He's not taking, but he will, right? Now, no. I have no way to prevent it. That's the worst part. He can very conveniently take there. Oh wow. Yeah, trying for counterplay against the e-pawn. Okay. So what is this? Is this Let's try to play actively. Takes for rook e3. Getting in there. Yeah, winning this pawn at least, and now trying to get the d5 pawn. Oh, with the king, yeah. King is very active. He's got rook e7. Blah. Take king e6. What a mess. You can go to b5. There any way to maybe here? Just about hanging on here. But yeah. Okay, let's try. Okay. I got a draw. I got a draw. That was too bad. Enigma tells me good game. Not sure, but it was a good fight. It was a good fight. Let's get the next one in. I really couldn't look at the comments. Let's see. Yeah, if you build up a d4 repertoire, you should find a good balance between not spending too much time on theory and not playing it too without any ambition. Yeah, a good d4 repertoire is also involving time. It's not that it is much easier to do than doing it with e4. Yeah, d4 is not less theory than e4 if you want it like that. And don't get a game here. What's going on? Yep. Yeah, you can also play d4, 2 knight f3, and then c4. That avoids some lines. There's no big drawback in that. There's a question. Have any of your opponents spent like half an hour on move 3 or 4? No, didn't happen. I know that some years ago, a friend of mine, nowadays a grandmaster, he played in the Belgium League, and I also play the Belgium League, but it was one of those matches where I wasn't playing, so I was at home doing something else, and he played. And he had the honor to play David Bronstein, the World Championship challenger, who played Michal Botwinnik in 1954. And Bronstein was famous for spending lots of time in the first couple of moves. And against my friend, he spent, I think, 20 minutes on move 1. My friend played knight f3, and Bronstein took 20 minutes to play 1d6. It's crazy, right? It ended in a draw, I think, if I remember correctly. Okay, so I didn't really think about that move too much. I probably should have, because how do I protect this? There's also knight d5 coming. That's bad news. Queen f6, there's knight d5. Oh, what a disaster. Oh, wow. I don't see a move. I don't see a move that I can play here. This is total disaster, yeah. Queen h5, amazing. Okay, now after knight takes, I can play bishop e6, and I hope I'm surviving for a little bit. After bishop takes, I play queen c7 and hope for the best. If I played queen c7 immediately, there's knight d5. Maybe I could have done that actually for queen d8 back. There's a question, what endgame books do I recommend? That's easy, actually. I recommend 2 books. If you want something to start, for let's say a basic book that has everything that you essentially need to know, this is again a thing that I recommend, a book by Jesus de Avila Garcia, 100 Endgames You Must Know. He's just putting out 100 endgames that he considers essential and studies them. This is really excellent. It's the basic stuff you need. And if you're a better player, like 2000 and above, really clearly above that, you can get Dvoretsky's Endgame Manual, which is a modern classic of endgames. Those 2 books are actually almost enough for theoretical endgames. For practical endgames, there's some more, but it's all on a level that is pretty high. So for most players, the De Avila book and Dvoretsky's book is fantastic. You don't need much more or anything more. Okay, in this game, I'm just getting destroyed. There's simply no nice way to put it. This guy is completely annihilating me. Knight d5, yeah. But nothing I can do about it. Just a totally lost position. What a mess. The only hope that I have, and this is a very slight hope, is that he's playing really slowly. And knight d5 is still coming. What a mess. Bishop d7. He can still play knight d5, and I'm gone. He could have done that before actually. If I castle short, he's got f6, and I'm also losing. Maybe I should move the queen here. Wow. This is really one of the worst positions that I have here, that I've had for a while. What is he doing now? Let's see. I mean, knight d5 for f6 looks crushing, but he kind of he didn't play in the most. Okay, knight d5. I can take on f5 maybe. Yeah, that's a little tactic. Okay, that's he still has b4. I will still take. He's taking lots of time. Yeah? He can just play knight d2 or any move and is better, but he's spending time. Maybe trying to really kill me. Yeah, high mate grinder. Yep, the show is on for 30 minutes now. And got a funny game here where I'm playing as slowly as usual, but this guy is trying to make a competition out of it. Also thinking for a long time. That isn't exactly a bad move, yeah. What am I doing now here? That's really bad. Rook g8. There is f6, and I'm lost. Bishop moves. Yeah, I have to, right? Queen f6, rook g8. It might get funny because he is spending that much time. So bishop e7 here for f6. What a mess. If I take f5 here, knight f6 check. I'm in some discovered checks. Yeah. It really is not mattering. This is so lost. Queen g7, he can play. Amazing. Do you play the Leningrad or Stonewall? This is a question to me. I played both a little bit, but not at the moment in serious chess. Wow, what a crap position. Knight c7. Amazing. Nah, come on. Where's the button? What a beating! What a beating! Oh, this guy is no. I'm not wanting. I don't want to look at it again. Yeah, f5 really was a bit much. It was just a bad move. Here's a question. I'm 2,400 here in the rating. How high would the rating be without commentary? Yeah, maybe 50 or 100 points or something. I don't know. I was 2,500 at some point, but I cannot maintain this rating. I'm kind of floating between. I rarely go under 2,300. Usually floating between 2.3 and 2.5. My opinion on the King's Gambit, yeah, simple, should be avoided. It's not really worth it. It can be a surprise weapon maybe, but it is kind of risky, and the risk-reward ratio is relatively low, I think. Yeah, I wanted to get a new game, but it's not materializing. Not so much action here at the moment, but there are a couple of 5-minute. That's a funny handle. I gotta see a handle here of a player, not Megan Fox, but Vegan Fox. The vegan fox, the fox that's only eating vegetables. That's kind of funny. No, I never tried the Borg opening. It's not really great, I think. I wanted the game here, buddies. Okay, here I get one. ASA Gladiator or something like that. Asa Gladiator. Is this Asa Hoffman maybe? Yeah, Asa Hoffman. Asa Hoffman. He just released a book actually on E5. Yes, this guy has written a book on this opening, so that's interesting. He should know something about it. I play my usual line against this with G3. This is a good way. Vegan, yeah, it's not. Yeah. They correcting my pronunciation. Yeah, I suspected that I'm kind of screwing up this, but okay. Hey, interesting. Huh? What is he doing? Going for B5? It seems like it. That's an interesting setup. Okay, I really want to stop B5. Knight coming there. So let's grab space. That's my usual policy. If they give me space, I'm going to take it. Wow, okay. G4, G5. Isn't this kind of a bit much? I see that black is kind of solid here, but it's a lot of space. Yeah, I'm taking this opportunity here. Okay, so if I take here, I really want to get in H4, so knight G1 to F3 would be good. It takes a while. Yeah, I see the point. Maybe he gets in bishop G5. Interesting. Okay, have to be a bit quicker here. Yeah, this guy has written a book on this opening. It has just been released. Okay, he wants to take here. Okay, let's start with this move. Getting one of his pieces offside. Okay, this is not totally offside. Knight b6 can attack the pawn on c4. I see the point. Oh, interesting. I have bishop f1 to cover that. But that's not a totally convincing position. It's he's not in such a bad shape. And I have to be cautious here. If he takes, queen takes, knight c2 might hit. Okay. So let's prepare bishop f1 and make sure I can use the rook on the second rank. Okay, so he's taking, and what now? Queen g5, yes. Interesting. Threatening f6 now, so he has to play queen g5 really. Yeah, now I can take play f6 again, but he has g6 maybe. And I have the pieces, they're really wrong to exploit this kind of thing. He played this in a very interesting way. Maybe knight a2 at the end here. It's kind of difficult not to trade queens in this position. Knight a2, he's got rook a8. Wow, that's not a good position. It's just not good. How do I play this? I really want to get the rook on the a file at least. But knight a2, rook a8, that's just strong. Takes, rook b2, rook a4. Maybe it's still what I need to do. It's not very nice. Hey, played that well. I must have made some wrong moves here. Really, I'm in a bit of trouble here. Rook a8 is strong now. Yeah, that's strong. Okay, now I can play rook a2, right? Rook b2, I mean. That's helping me a little bit. Oh, knight a4. I'm just blundering here. Oh, knight a4. I can go rook b1. Sorry, it's still a pin. It's still a pin. I was thinking I'm blundering the knight here, but I'm not. Okay. I mean, not that it is great here, this position, but I really thought it was even worse. Yeah. That's not a very fun position to play. You played that very nicely. Yeah. What can you do? Have to trade. And now knight comes here. That's really not good. Yeah, g4 is falling, but what can you do? Oh, it's not taking that. Okay. So let me keep it. Yeah, that's all nice and good, but he's not really making much progress. Don't Down on time though. Okay. Getting to f3. He's giving me g5. I'm not quite sure why. I have c4 protected. There's nothing to win there. Didn't see king b6, huh? Didn't see this idea at all. Yeah, the worst is over here. But it's still not a position where I can do much. I have to cover c4 all the time. He's got huge time edge, of course. He's offering me a draw. That's very nice. Yeah, I mean, he could win on time, but I think I'm okay now with the g pawn. He played that very nicely. Yeah. It was really a tricky position. That was too much. Sorry about that. Yeah, that was an interesting setup that he played. I mean, here I think I should be okay. I have a huge advantage in space. But starting from here, you really have to question what I did. Yeah, moves like rook a8. I mean, after he takes with the knight, here, that was interesting. The knight is coming to b6, and it attacks c4. Yeah, knight coming here. And this is getting tricky. Yeah, that's not good. Yeah, he's getting to a8. I actually thought that here he could play rook a8 and play this position. That also looks really nice. He can always cover this and then move the bishop and reroute the knight here. Pretty good for black. Yeah, played that really nicely. I think the experts know what they're doing in their openings. Okay, new game going. Yeah, sorry if I couldn't really look at the chat. So yeah, the books are De Via and Dvoretsky. Where's actually that one. Okay, so let's see. Yeah, the Dvoretsky I also have somewhere, but I have the German version, the Endspiel Universität in German. Yeah, we're playing here the anti-Maron with Queen c2. And this is an opening that I don't know yet. I want to study it, but I think I have to take the other way around, actually. But okay, we see what happens here. He gets in d4 now, right? I made a mistake here. Okay, but I'm in a learning process in regards to this line. Why is knight b5 a move here? Knight b5, checking on a5. I've got bishop c3. Yeah, let's let's try that. Maybe I get the bishop traded. Yes, I have played on this light chess. It's okay for a free server, but well, it just well, if you play on ICC against all the GMs and so on, it's just more fun. Okay, bishop f5. This is not looking good. I didn't see that coming. Yeah, I'm in a opening here that I don't know. If I go queen d2, he's got knight e4. That looks even worse. Wow, that's really bad. Yeah, I have to take this. What an opening disaster here. Holy moly. He's got queen a5 check coming, yeah. Wow. Wow. Yeah, there's a question when my book will be released. Yeah, it's at the publishers at the moment, and they do the usual things, yeah, like proofreading and making sure that I'm not spelling just blundering everything. Yeah. Wow, what a game. Yeah. Wow. That was embarrassing. That was embarrassing. Yeah, bishop f5 really hits here. So knight b5 is nonsense. I have to play bishop e2 or something. Yeah, bishop f5. After that, I'm just lost. Yeah, my book is at the publishers, and yeah, king e2. I know there was no move. It was just totally lost anyway. Bishop f5. That was really bad. Yeah, thanks Balcony Bra. He says, "Oh my God, you suck." I did, yeah, I did suck in this game. Not so much in others, but in this game it was really, really bad. Okay, let's see what I can do. I get Lotus Zeta. Was just an opening catastrophe. It happens to all players. Oh, he's going for the London. That's not very ambitious. Let's see what he's doing. Okay, this is ambitious. I'm going to try to play aggressively here with c5 and d5. Okay, c5. Yeah, let's get to the central squares here and try to attack this. B takes c5. And that was really a bad game. Was really a bad game. But yeah, well, sometimes you don't know the opening, you get into some trouble, especially if you want to get a quick move out. Now, to be good at chess is not only about openings. It's really not. But sometimes if you don't know what's going on and you really make a stupid move, it can lead to a quick loss, as it did in the game before. Knight b5 was really, really stupid stuff. Let's see, a3. If I take on b2, what is the big point? He's got rook b1 coming. I can still take, but okay, I can also just develop him. No problem whatsoever. Knight a4. Yeah, he's right. Maybe I should have taken. Was the more ambitious way to play. I don't really have great squares here. Okay. Yeah, I should have taken b2. I really should have. Okay, so what happens here? Knight to c3 would be nice. Knight b6, knight c5 comes. Bishop c6, b5. Nah, what a bad player. I really should have taken b2. Really should have taken there. This is not, I mean, not in any way near as good as taking on b2 was. Yeah, he can take b7. Wow. Really struggling here, yeah. Bad play. Okay, yeah, now I can take a knight c4, but it's not doing much. Yeah, maybe rook c8. It's got bishop a6. Blah. Yeah, that sucks. It's a really, really not a nice position to have, yeah. I had to get rid of the knight. Yeah, if he takes, I get some activity, and well, retreating was no option anyway. Yeah. Knight e5, really? Okay, I'm glad that he allowed this. Let me push the pawn here. That's nice. Yeah, that wasn't the best way for white. Definitely not. I get some very welcome activity here that I really didn't expect to get. Okay, he might take on d4, but still. Okay, let's be active. I can attack a3 and get rook d8 with tempo. e6. Okay. Don't mind that much. Yeah, there's a remark about the viewer, the game reviews that I do. I don't intend to get shorter in future videos. It depends very much on the game, of course. Yeah, I mean, if the game has enough content really to cover, I mean, in this detail, I will cover it. It's just as long as it needs to be. Yeah, this funny misconception that you can actually make a good chess video in 15 minutes when there's just too much content to talk about. It's also funny that people think that this is a lower level game in terms of rating of the players would take less time to talk about than a GM level game. Of course, the opposite is true. And it's actually very obvious because in the amateur game there is simply a larger number of critical points because there are more turnarounds. There's simply more stuff happening. In the GM level game there are very little mistakes, so the amateur game has more to talk about. No, I did not look through all of the games. I just took one of the early games that reached me, and I'm going through them like one by one. What? I'll take it. I definitely take the rook. Yeah, you can ask me once, twice, 3 times. I'll take it. That was funny. He just gave me the rook for nothing. Okay, maybe get a new game going. Here's a question: at the 1500, 1600 level, is it better to do tactics or study annotated games? Yeah, both actually. You want to improve your calculation, true, but study annotated games is also very, very helpful to get ideas. Yeah, well annotated game is helpful. Yeah, to get an idea what are good ideas, good strategies for certain position types. You just learn how a good chess move looks like, yeah, if you study annotated games. There's a question: are Orgard's books too difficult for 1700 ELO rating? Yeah, most of them are. Most of them are. He's made some very high level books. They're really great, but they're on a super high level. Very, very high level. Okay, a final game for this session, playing Contourist again from Ireland, and I declined the Alakine invitation simply because I don't know the opening. Come on, let's have some fun here. Going to the Black Medema Gambit. Oh, he's taking like that. Is he actually knowing some theory here? This is no fun. You play a rubbish opening and they actually know how to refute it. That's not good. Okay. That's not fair, yeah. They know how to play against the Black Medema, yeah. What kind of books do top players read? They normally don't read books, not a lot. For the openings, they do their research themselves. And what they often use for training is they use studies and things like that. Solving studies, endgame studies, and the calculation exercises and so on, but they usually find the positions themselves or have their trainers to find them, but they don't read that many books. It's well known, however, that Magnus Carlsen, he actually buys opening books and looks at them. And I really think it's not a bad idea to catch some ideas. Some of his openings are definitely inspired by books that that are coming out. And why not? Even you don't have to play exactly what is in the books. Yeah, if you look at even some ideas are sometimes helpful. Yeah, so why not look at stuff? Okay, actually, I'm actually getting some kind of compensation for the pawn. Not enough probably, but a little bit. Yeah, this guy is a spoiled sport. Yeah, now he's even castling along. Yeah, how do I play this? Maybe he's still here. Yeah, he cannot go f6 as e6 hangs, so at least some activity. Yeah, it's not full compensation, but it's I can somehow hang on. I'm going back here, yeah. Can still not move the f pawn. Maybe I get in c4 and d5, those kind of moves. c4, c5, maybe. Okay, maybe I can. Let's play this endgame. If we get all the rooks off the board, I'm not losing this. I don't think so. Rook d4 maybe is a move. That's actually good. Let's hope he's not finding it. Rook d4. Okay. So we trade our rooks. Yeah, well, that I will not lose. I'm pretty sure. Let's see. f6 is the only way for him forward. And if I get all the way to d4, this is okay. Let's see. Takes. Take once and king d4. Takes, king takes is not even better for black. Yeah, it might be enough to hold. Not totally sure, but it might be enough. So he wants to bring the king over somehow. I mean, f5 is an immediate draw. He actually offered me a draw. Yeah, so I'm going to... It is really just a draw. Yeah, he accepted it. It's he can do nothing. It's just a blockade. It's actually instructive a little bit if we go back here. He can do that. Maybe that's an idea. I know that he's not directly threatening the pawn because d8 hangs, but he might have king c7 and then it's hanging. Yeah, I think this is a better try. I don't have an active way to play. Something like that is not going to work. Yeah, it was a kind of yeah, the black Madima. Okay, so guys, we are on for 1 hour. I hope you enjoyed this broadcast. Yeah, I'm playing viewers, but not after 1 hour. After 1 hour, the show is over. Yeah, I hope you enjoyed it. Got some funny games going. I didn't score that well, but it wasn't terrible. Yeah. So I hope you liked it, and I'll be online next week, I guess. I hope you are all back. Also check the ICC channel here for other shows. Yeah, there's other stuff, Banter, Blitz, the Simul Master, all kinds of things. Thanks for watching, guys, and I'm back next week. Bye.